we'll just start the recording. Who cares how we enter? But I've made it a point to ask, anybody who has lost a substantial amount of weight, and I just make it a point to hear their story and to ask them their rituals and what their favorite products were. And 9 out of 10 times they tell me that the Scooby snacks were like a must-have, always in their bag, always on their person, and they would just pop those in their mouth whenever they felt a craving or felt, not very good, and they would just suck on them. So,
They work.
Anyway, it works. All right. So, with that being said, I thank you guys all for coming tonight to our One Team Leadership call, and I'm loving these Monday night calls. You guys, how do you feel about them? I'd love for you to just go into the chat box for just a minute and share maybe 1 or 2 takeaways from previous meetings, or maybe something that you've applied that you've really seen a change or a shift in your business, or even just a win you've had with something that you've been learning here on our One Team calls. I've gone back and rewatched all of them through the recordings, and we've been given some pretty amazing stuff. I love it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure our lines are muted, just real quick, guys. And there we go. And then I'll go ahead and make sure our chat box is open. So if you guys have any questions, awesome, Pamela, that's good to hear, because we're working hard to bring you guys important information. As I sat here just taking some notes for myself, one thing that kept kind of going through my mind is how precious our time is, how precious our time is. And the older I get, the more I appreciate time and how important it is in my life. Time with my children, time with those I love, time to do the things that I want to do. I mean, how many times have you guys gone to bed at night going, I wish there were more hours in the day? You know what I mean? Not, I wish this day were over, but I wish I had more time in a day, right? I see Kenya nodding because I know all the things that she's involved in doing. And I know she would appreciate a few more hours every day, right? So that's, that just really kind of expresses our desire to do more and to live more. But it also just shows how important our time is and how valuable it is. And if that doesn't remind you of how much you're worth, nothing else will, right? Because your worth is determined by how important your time is, in my opinion. So anyway, I am excited to have all of our newbies. I'm seeing that on the side here. Thank you guys for joining us. This is our One Team call. They are all recorded, and you can find them on our YouTube channel, and we'll share the link here later, unless someone wants to go ahead and do that in the thread. But thank you to all the leaders that have showed up tonight, and for the emerging leaders that we're seeing show up, which is really, really exciting, and the whole point of this call. So tonight we're going to go over a whole bunch of stuff, and I hope that you all have your phones and notepads, pens, because we're going to throw a bunch of information at you. I will say that more than likely we are probably going to end a little bit early tonight. We had some technical difficulties with one of the trainers, and we couldn't get their new phone up and working fast enough. So we're going to have to delay a little bit.
Hey, Trisha.
Yes.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and do the best I can. I think I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead then, Michelle. So one of the things we want to do tonight, guys, is talk about, with our time being as important as it is, how can we be more efficient with the time that we have, right? I know that all of us would like to do more with the pockets of our time, right? I'd like for you guys to share just quickly, what are some of your favorite perks, right? Some of the things that you love about being a network marketer in Isagenix in particular. All right, you can either unmute yourself and shout it out loud, or you can share it in the chat. But what are some of the things that you love about being a network marketer? What are the freedoms that it provides you? What are the perks that it has? Maybe other jobs don't have, right? Corporate jobs, blue collar jobs. What are some of the things that we have that others don't have? Okay, so go ahead and let's see what your answers in the chat box. And with that, we're going to be hopefully answering a few of the efficiency questions that you might have. We work with a lot of men and women that are coming in that either don't have a job because they're a stay-at-home parent and they are very, very, very busy with their children and activities like that. Or we also have a lot of people that do have jobs, whether it's part-time or full-time. And because of that, their time is very limited. So no matter who you are, where you come from, your time is limited. So when we talk about working in the pockets of our time, yeah, that's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's a huge blessing that we have, and it's true, right? It's one of the huge perks in network marketing. But how are we spending those pockets of our time? Like, how are we actually utilizing them? Are we using them to get a little bit of work done, or are we using them to get a lot of work done? Okay, so let's go ahead. Michelle Michelizzi is one of my new teammates. She joined me about a year ago as she was getting ready for a stage competition and wanted to feel and look her best on stage. And she has had an incredible transformation. She looked great before. She looks even better now. But since then, she has joined me in our business and is very quickly rising up as a leader. And she is on tonight to share with me some of the things that we're utilizing through ISA sales tools. Michelle?
Unmute. Hey guys, well, thanks for letting me take some time with you. And Trisha and I I went and got my phone died today. You know, you go to Apple and you do that quick appointment at Apple. Have you ever had a quick appointment at Apple?
No.
Or Verizon? No, not me either. So I just got my new iPhone to work. So I'm gonna focus on, first of all, how to get into ISA tools on your computer, and how to use it a little bit to kind of organize your contacts. So I come from a software and a sales background, and I have a master's degree in organizational behavior. So I kind of can't help myself about getting organized from the beginning. So if you're kind of new to the business, you're like in luck, because you can get introduced to some tools that help you to get organized right from the beginning. And if you're, you know, been doing it a different way, and, you know, maybe you've got sticky notes and you've got notebooks and you've got things everywhere and you're missing people, there's some really cool tools that Isagenix actually has that will help you to keep on track of your clients. So
I used to have a CRM.
Well, we do have a CRM. That's what we're going to go over. So, and I guess it's getting more robust all the time. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So can you see it? See my screen, everybody? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So when you go into your back office, you're going to go under resources and then choose go to ISA tools. So there's a couple things that I want to tell you about ISA tools. ISA tools is a paid service, so it's $16 and it's worth every bit of it, quite frankly. It's going to make your life so much easier. And it also gives you an application called Hurdler. And Hurdler is an application that helps you track expenses and miles. So it actually, you turn it on your phone and I've been using Mile IQ. Does anybody else use a mile tracker? If you do, you know, I don't know, give me some thumbs up or something. How can I see what you're saying? But yeah. So a Hurdler actually will track your miles, and it can actually replace QuickBooks if you're using QuickBooks right now. And if you're not using any kind of software at all for your financial tracking, it's a really cool thing. You get it for free. So I'm paying $20 a month for QuickBooks, and I'm paying $5 a month for Mile IQ, and I'm going to dig into it a little bit deeper to make sure I can make the leap from QuickBooks. But it's going to save me $25 a month. So actually, by using ISA tools, I'm making $10. That's how my brain works. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually making money to use ISA tools. So if you go into ISA tools, this is what the space looks like. And so what you can do is can you see my picture too? You can see me Okay. So everybody make sure you can see me on your phone. So if you go into ISA tools on your phone, this is what it looks like on your phone. It's a little different, okay? But you can grab a contact on your phone, and can you see it? It's probably gonna be tough. So this is what my contacts look like on my phone. This little thing up here that says Sync Contacts, it says ISA Tools Go would like to access your contacts, okay, because it's a new phone. So I can grab any of the people that are in my phone, and they go immediately into ISA Tools. So what's cool about that is if you're out networking or you've got your contacts in your phone, you can literally push one of these buttons. Let's see, I'll just grab anybody. And you push the Sync Plus button, and it has a little check mark there. And it's gone into my contacts. So when I go into my contacts over here, now that person's in there, okay? So it's an easy way to get all your contacts that are in your phone into Isotools so you can start tracking them, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab Courtney, okay? She's one of my new people. And inside here, I can choose folders, okay? I can put her in a hot folder. I can put her into, I can name different types of folders. So let's say Courtney is somebody you want to come on as an associate. When you come back to the home screen, you can actually see a folder. Let me see where it ends. Manage contacts. So my folder's over here for hot, and now Courtney's in my hot folder. So it's a really cool way. So if you have 300 people you've been talking to, if you've been in the business for a while, it's hard to remember who you're working with that's hot. And what's cool also on your phone is, I'm going to go into my contacts again, and I'll go into Courtney's space. On your phone, there's a little icon on the top that's a snowflake and a sunshine. Can you see that? And so that's where you can name them as hot or cold too. So there's two ways to actually see hot and cold clients. One is to create a folder for hot prospects, and the other is in your phone, when you go back to your contacts, see the little red dot that's there for Courtney? So it's a really cool way to just know if you had like 10 minutes and you're stuck in line at the grocery and you had 10 hot clients, you could just literally scroll through and just send somebody an email, send somebody something via your phone. Now, the functionality on the computer is more than the functionality on your phone, okay? So I'll show you on the computer first. So in Courtney's space, I can send her information, okay? I can add a to-do item. So let's talk about the add to do item first. So if I add a to-do item, I can say here, okay, I want to reach out to her on Friday. And I want to say, what did Carter decide? Of the amped line, okay? Because I had been talking to her about that, right? So now when I go into the to-do, now there's been a task created for Courtney, okay? So when I come into my home screen, see over here? Now there's a task. So I can come in here every day and just know what, let's say I've got 15 tasks that I need to get done, or 20 or 100 or whatever, right? You can come in here and you can take a look at Courtney's space, okay? And then you can see all the activity done so far over here, okay? You send her an email, you send her the website, so you can kind of like figure out, okay, here's all the things I've done with her before. There's notes I can put each time, okay? And then over here, I didn't have time because of how my day went today to get acclimated to make this really clean on prospecting. I can go to the to-do tool, okay? And here's all my to-dos for the days, okay? So what's kind of cool about this is I've just sent, like, for example, I just sent Brian and Lisa and Misty a video, okay? And in the video, I sent them the compensation plan video. It says that she hasn't had an opportunity to look for it yet. So this is cool because I can kind of see, oh, okay, I need to follow up with her on that and see, if she's, maybe she missed it in her inbox, okay? I also can see here for Courtney, here's the one I just put in for her, okay? Now, if I want to change this, I can just go over here and change it. I can mark a priority as a flag. I can, let's see. There's one coming up here on the 13th that I just put in. Okay, so here's the task that I put here, okay? So I can go in and change it and add some different notes that I want. But I also can say that it was completed, okay? So this is a CRM, and it's going to allow you to say, okay, here's Courtney, and I have something to do with her, and I haven't completed it yet, or I can change my notes. So what's cool about this to-do is that it'll get emailed to your email box, and it also gets sent to you via text. So you don't have to keep on thinking, oh my God, I know I've got 25 things to do. What were they? So every time, like I was a financial advisor at Edward Jones for many years, and I worked at GoDaddy. And one of the things that I learned about CRMs is every time you touch a contact, put in your next to do with them so you don't lose track of people. This way, they're always coming up in your to-do list or your task list to do something to stay in contact with them. So there's that checklist that says go in and touch your existing clients. Now you can just go in here and know which ones you should touch and which ones are hot to touch. So that's kind of cool. Now the other thing you can do from inside IsaTools is you can share a video, or you can share an image. And what it does is it'll take you to this page where you have different types of categories. And so I can go into my contacts and say, okay, I'm going to send a video to Misty, okay? And I'm going to share, there's this way you can go through here. I'm going to share the next entrepreneur with her, which I don't know whether I've done that or not yet. And I'm going to say, hey, take a peek at this. I think I have shared this one with you, Misty, but just for teaching practices. And then you just send it. Oh yeah, they make you agree to the anti-spam policy every time. So now I know that email went out, and I'll know if she's seen it. So once I've seen that she's seen it, I can actually proactively reach out to her and say, hey, did you get a chance to read that video, to watch that video yet? Or she doesn't know that I've seen her watch the video. But that's really what's cool about using the Isagenix ISA tools, is because it has this additional functionality. You also can send, you can also make your own videos from within ISA tools. I haven't played with that yet, but I'm going to. And you can share an image. So when you share an image from this space, it sends you to a different kind of screen where you can also share videos from here. But let's say I want to share, I'm just going to grab anything. This amped core butt packet. I can look at it by seeing what's in there to make sure it's something that I want to send. And then I can say, that seems like a cool thing for me to send. So I'm going to send it to a bunch of people. So I'm going to email this one. And so it allows you to go through, and it allows you to email, let's see, Lisa and Brian and Misty and Trisha. And then I hit continue, and I can do my little agree to the spam law and send it. So it'll tell you that it's successfully sent. So just to kind of give you some ideas of other things you can send this way, there's audios that you can send. So the get to know Joshua Plant, you know, if you're talking with somebody about, hey, we just hired this really great new science officer, you can send them an audio. There's all this audio stuff. And what's cool is if you're listening to it too, you're learning as you send stuff. You can also send PDFs. So there's all the bone broth PDF that educates people, and you can also copy it. Okay. And then if I decide I'm just going to go over to Facebook and send it to somebody via Facebook, So here's my pro stream. So it's an easy way to catch your stuff, right? Without having to, and you can send it via Twitter. You can get a QR code for it, or you can actually share it on your Facebook page. So if I go into Facebook, I can say, okay, I'm going to share this to in a group, and I'm going to grab the Together Strong Pro group, and I'm going to say, hey, look at this. And then you can post to Facebook. So that I sent it into a group there, but you can send it via Messenger there. You can share it on your news feed, on your story, in an event, on any page you manage, on a friend's page. So you can actually share it on one of your prospects' pages if you wanted to. So it's pretty powerful. And then you're going to see if that person opened it up, I believe, but I haven't done that via Facebook to a prospect yet, so I'll let you know. You can customize your sites from in here, and you can get to business tools from in here. So I haven't poked around in here enough yet to really be able to speak about that stuff. But you know what's pretty cool about this, and I think what's the most powerful, is that you can add a to-do, you can send a presentation where you're actually creating a presentation, or you can share an image, share a video, share an article, and manage your to-dos. That right there alone is like a very cool thing. Now on your phone, I haven't played with it yet, but when you're in your phone, it does the same. There's social media images that you can pull off of there. There's Instagram stories that you can pull off of there. There's lookbooks, podcasts, but there's Isatool training, and there's a way that I haven't played with, and when I figure it out, I'll let you know, where you can do a video and send it to your people. So what I plan on doing is, and I'm going to see if I can do it from here, is creating a video where I'm telling people, hey, welcome, and this is what I want you to do. So it's personalized video for me, and I'm going to email that out, and I'll know when they opened it up. So just like when we're saying happy birthday and we're saying happy anniversary on Messenger, and we're wanting to leave a voice recording, how cool is it if they get a message from you on Messenger or on your email that's actually you talking to them personally? It's pretty powerful stuff, and they're building new stuff that goes along with this all the time. What else can I think of on in here?
One of the features, Michelle, that I love so much is that they will actually message you or notify you when somebody has opened something or is watching it, so that then you can follow up with them and say, hey, I saw you watch the video. What did you think? What was your favorite part? What resonated the most?
Exactly. And so right here I am in the actions part of the iTools, and it's on my phone, and it says Courtney opened up a link. So you can either see it on your phone here in the actions tab, it's up here, and you also can see different Isagenix news in there, which is kind of cool. But you know, one of the things I think is important, and as I you can order your cards from within there. So you just go to the business tab, and that's probably what was trying to come up on my computer, and you can order your cards right from your Isatools. And you can order a lookbook from in there. But oops. Like I said, so you hit the shop button. Let's see.
And as you're figuring that out, Michelle, you know, another great thing is the campaigning. So, you know, when I enroll somebody new, a brand new customer, they're already in my sales tools because I've been using this to prospect with them, and they're already familiar with the links that I've been using to share information. Now, as a new customer, I can put them on a weight loss campaign, on a amped performance campaign, where they're getting from Isagenix emails from me every week of the month with new information and new product information. And it looks like it's coming directly from me to them, but really it's this incredible tool doing the work for me.
Yeah, so when you go into prospecting and you go to coaching emails and drips, what'll happen is you can send somebody, they're a new IsaBody challenge person, and so you can set them on a drip, and these are the emails they're going to get. Congrats on joining IsaBody challenge. Wanted to check in, and so it looks like it's coming from you, and you can make it. You can title it what you want, and then it goes out to them, one step at a time. Other ones are the 30-day healthing aging system, 30-day performance system, 30-day energy system. So it's a 30-day weight loss system. So what I'm going to be doing is setting them all up so they send them to me so I can actually see how they look when they come along. And you can create yourself as your own customer and test stuff on yourself if you want.
Right.
And I just opened up the business tool, the business card builder. And so if you can see in here, it gives you all the different business cards that you can order. And all you do is grab a card and you pop all your information in there, and then you hit buy. So you can see all those different types of cards that are right there that are Isagenix branded, and I haven't ordered mine yet, but I'm going to order them. You can also order accessories and different accessories from within there as well.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I think one of the things that I always tell folks is don't be afraid to poke around and test stuff. And if you're afraid to test it on new prospects, put yourself in there as a prospect and just try it out. But there's a lot of really cool different things that you can do in here. And here's the information about Hurdler from within my computer. I looked at them on my phone. Hurdler is an app. And so for me, I can see it. I just learned that I can see it. I can see my Hurdler from within IsaTools, which is really cool. I thought I could only use it on my phone. So I forget what my password is. I have to look at my notes. But what's cool is it can do your tracking right from within IsaTools. So it's awesome.
So cool, Michelle. Thank you.
I'm trying to, and there's email scripts as well, that if you want to create scripts, like this folder's over here, just click on them and find out which emails have scripts on them. So it's definitely worth popping around and seeing. So what'll happen is once I played with that a little bit, I can share again with you. But I'm really encouraging you guys to play too, because the next time we talk about this, you're going to have stuff to tell me that I didn't even notice. So over here, you're going to set up your site. You can put your social networks in here, set up your website, and make sure that all of your social networks are in there. You can create autoresponders so if somebody, here's a really cool thing. I'm glad I poked over here. If you set up an autoresponder, if somebody does not watch a presentation, they get put into a drip campaign. If they do watch the presentation, they get put into a drip campaign. You can choose which one you want to put them in. And then so if somebody doesn't open something you sent them, you're still touching them, but you're not actually physically doing the touching. Over here, that if people do actually register, they get another drip campaign. So, definitely play around with this stuff, because it's pretty powerful that someone's open an email. You don't know they didn't open the email, but IsaTools does, and it automatically sends them a drip campaign. Which means the next time that you've spoken to them, they've been touched several times. Because we know just statistically, for if you've been in sales at all, your whole life, 7 touches equals a sale. So what's cool is IsaTools helps you to touch people more often without actually having to do the work of touching them. So I've just started to use it, and as I use it more, I'm going to be learning more things about it. So, like in a month or so, maybe I'll come back and talk to you a little more about what I learned. But definitely, if you guys learn something that I haven't learned, then reach out to me and tell me, because it's a pretty powerful tool for what it is, and I know that they're planning on doing more.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and And Michelle, if you can do me a favor real quick as we come back
Yeah.
over here to the screen.
Mm.
I would love for you to just in a little bit, I'm going to share a piece real fast right now. And then if you can share a little more of your story in a little bit before we close. Is that okay?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So this is really important. This is really powerful stuff, guys. And the key that she said was play around with it yourself, like learn it yourself. Don't wait for somebody else. And I'm going to share something right now. And I hope that I hope this frees up a lot of your time. Okay. I need to open it up really quick. So just give me 2 seconds. If I pull this up. You guys can go ahead and share in the chat box. You know, are you using the sales tools right now to go? Are you using it? Have you not utilized it? You know, where are you at with that? Screen mirroring. There we go. I think you guys are gonna really like this stuff here. All right, stop mirroring. Sorry, I talk out loud. I wish I didn't. There we go. Okay. All right, so you guys can see my screen here, correct? Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna put this far away to the side. Just put your hand over all the messy stuff if you can't handle a busy screen, all right? That's my, just pretend like it's not there, okay? So how many of you guys are currently right now using text replacements? Raise your hand if you're using text replacements. None? Nobody?
What is it? I don't even know what a text replacement is. You mean like a script?
Okay, so I might change your life right now, Michelle, and I'm excited about this. All right, so if you guys have your phones out, and if you go to your settings, so click on settings on your cell phones. We're just gonna go through this for just a minute, guys. And once you get to settings, go ahead and click on general. And I believe it's the same if you have an iPhone or an Android. If you scroll down just a bit after you click on settings and then general, you're gonna click on keyboard. All right. And maybe somebody can, if they already know how to do this, maybe you can utilize the chat to share the steps for those that maybe are not as fast here. But once you go to that part, you're gonna see that second option says text replacement. All right, and if you click on text replacement, you're gonna see basically like an alphabetical list here, guys, of text replacements, okay? And what you can do is you can create, basically you can create like a shorthand text for a long, you know, text that you wanna send. For example, you know, how many of you are asked for your email or your address all the time and you have to type it in, or your phone number, you have to type it in? All right, when somebody asks me for my address, I just type in Addie, A-D-D-Y, and my address pops up. And so I send a text so quick with my address. If it's my email, same thing. All right. I also have all of our websites for Isagenix. So like Isa Sales Tools, Isagenix Events, Isa Body Challenge, Healthy Mind and Body. I have all of those saved as shortcuts. All right. Even Facebook. How many times do you have to type Facebook into your phone, right? We live in a Facebook world. I type it all the time. But I just write FB and Facebook pops up in my text. All right. FU is my follow-up, right? When I'm trying to follow up with somebody. Instead of writing out a long follow-up message, I just type in FU because I never write that otherwise in my phone. Okay. And immediately a follow-up message is sent to whoever I'm texting. All right. This Isa Body Challenge, IBC, right? I don't have time to be writing Isa Body Challenge all day long, but I do have time to say IBC. All right, so just simple things. For new associates, new customers, they want to know what the Isa Life app is, right? So if you go to Isa Life app, the phrase, that first option is the long message that I'm sending them, which is, hey, this is the app I was telling you about. And this is a long text, guys. I'll share it in just a second. All right, this is a long text. So if I go back, let's say I want to text, I know Sybil's on the call, right? So I'm going to text, no, who knows, I've been writing her. I'll text Michelle here. So Michelle, right? If I put in the text message, Isa Life, all right, instead of just IsaLife, now she's getting a full text from me. Okay, that explains what the IsaLife app is, and even the website to check it out. Okay, let's go ahead and send Michelle another text. I want you guys to see. All right. Let's say that Michelle just became a brand new consultant and I want to congratulate her. Maybe I saw her in Isapulse, right? If you're using the Isapulse app, which looks like this one, I don't know if you can see that at the top of my screen. It's the green guy, just like a pulse. Anyway, if I go to, let's say I saw that she became a new consultant, I could just type NC for new consultant, and I can send her a text just congratulating her for becoming a new consultant and what that means, and the website to isagenixbusiness.com. All right, everybody with me here? Good? I want to see some thumbs up if this is good for you. Right?
Trisha?
Because, yes, go ahead.
Do you mind if I add a little note there that I found out too? So I use text replacement a lot. I think I give you kudos for just using like an acronym. You have to put a little more in the phrase. However, what I was finding is that when I was texting, and if it came close to what my text replacement said, it would automatically populate, and then I already would have this show up on my screen. So what I was advised to do is to use the hashtag first before my little phrase. So that way it's more intentional. I put the hashtag before the NC, or if it's whatever my little phrase is. So that's just a tip if you want to use that.
That's an awesome tip, Mary. Are you kidding me? You might have changed my life, because I don't know how many times I've gone to write something and I'm like, wait, I didn't need you. Right? So really, really good tip. I do a lot of acronyms that I don't feel like I use very often, but it still has happened. So I love that tip. Are you kidding? Great, great, great.
Good
All right,
deal.
this is why teamwork makes the dream work, people. I love this stuff. Okay, so this is about making your life more efficient. Every website we have, all the tools, the scripts. Sybil, you know, is a queen of verbiage and scripts. There's no reason why the second you get a verbiage or a text from Isagenix or from a leader, that you can't take that immediately into a text replacement and start keeping track. Maybe it's hashtag prospect 1, hashtag prospect 2. Maybe you actually have a file where you keep all of your hashtags for your text replacement if you need to do that, right? But sometimes you have to do the work early, right? Let's just go here real fast. Nope. Nope, pause. Why am I paused? Your desktop sharing is paused. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sometimes you have to do the work early instead of later. You know, I learned this early on when I first started Isagenix, because we were enrolling a lot of people. And I realized really quickly, you know, I want to keep these people. I don't want to have to enroll, you know, 10 people a week in order to have a sustainable business. I want to be able to keep 10 people a week and enroll 1 or 2, right? And so these are the works that you can do before, so that you're getting it done before and they become a very independent and strong customer, and you have a really good business. Whereas if you don't do these things, you're going to lose a lot of customers, right? Because you don't have the time to check in on them. They're not getting information. They're not getting checked in. So this is about making your time more efficient, right? Okay. Any questions on the just text replacements? Good?
Hey,
Okay.
Trisha, I've used those and you just reminded me of them. It's so awesome. I think that I'm definitely going to take the things that I have in my notes and put some of them over there that make sense for texting. But can I show people how I use my notes?
Let's see, time-wise. Let's see if we have time at the end. That'd be great.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen for a minute, guys. And I just want to go over a few things that I know are important today. Okay. All right. Ren, I see your message, girl. I like that. Okay. Thank you, hun. All right. So share screen. Here we go. Where are we at? There we go. Okay, so the reason why I was looking through this, and I had this PowerPoint from a while ago, and I wanted to share just a few points, is because the whole point of what we're doing is mastering the mundane tasks that really drive our business, right? The little things that can really just push a lot out. Like Michelle said, you know, if you had your list of hot prospects in your ISA sales tools and you were standing in a grocery line, you could easily send out 10 messages while you're waiting in line at the grocery store. But that's only possible if you've done the work and if you're organized, all right? Raise your hand if you are a yellow in the color code program. All right, do I have any other fellow yellows? Pamela, I feel like your husband's a yellow. Okay, Mary. All right, so we have a few yellows. Well, you know, there's different personalities in this business. Everybody has like their thing. And I am definitely one that I like to just roll with things. I'm very flexible, but I'm also a very strong red. And what I've learned is that I can't enjoy my life of freedom and doing whatever and rolling with whatever's coming around if I have not already organized myself where things don't fall apart. All right. I can't enjoy my freedom if I'm total in a disarray. I just can't. But when I'm organized, I can enjoy my freedom. And when I'm off playing, I can really play without the stresses of this business, right? So these are just a few ways that you can take care of your business so that you can be a master and not the disaster. I was laughing so hard when I saw this image because, first of all, I don't know how this woman is doing this. I don't know if you guys can see this image, but this woman has the camel tied to her body. She's carrying a kid. She somehow has like 50 goats in line, which, you know, I've tried to manage 2 goats before and it's really hard. I don't know how she's doing it, but I do know that she's a master. I know that much, right? And this is probably years of experience. And then of course, this is how I feel most of the time, the disaster, right? And what, I was laughing at this because, you know, I talk to a lot of moms and I know that dads feel the exact same way. And even if you're not a parent, right, this can apply to your life. Are you chasing the ball continually in your life? Are you constantly chasing the ball, or are you in control of the ball? Are you ahead of the ball? You know, for me as a parent, I know that if I have all my ducks in a row and I have things planned out, I can wake up in the morning and I can get going with my day. And my kids, they are with me, right? Whereas if I don't have a plan, if I'm not organized, if I wake up late, I'm literally chasing my kids the rest of the day and they're in full control of my life. Does this make sense? Okay, the same thing happens with our business. If we are not planning and organizing and if we don't have a plan, we are constantly chasing the schedule. We're chasing time. We're trying to figure out, when can I follow up? When can I prospect? When can I check my back office? When can I do all of these things? And we are never going to catch that ball. Or if we do, it's going to be fleeting. All right. If we can learn to be masters, we're going to have control of that ball. And we're actually going to know when to prospect, when to do all the different things. So let's just rate ourselves for a minute. I want you to just take an honest look at yourself. Okay. This is my questionnaire list of, are you in control of your schedule and your time? All right. In an emergency situation, do you call for help or do you react? Are you often called in emergency situations? Do people call you when they need help? If you were hiring a CEO for your business, would you hire yourself? That's the big one, right? Would you hire yourself? At any given moment, if you were needed by someone else, would you have the ability to help? Is your life set in a way where you truly could just say, you know what, we're good. Everything's good here. I can come and help. All right. Or if answering the call for help would completely destroy everything you were trying to do, right? Not so good. How often do you say yes to others? How often do you say no to others? What percentage of your day is spent doing necessary work? This was a big one for me. It's simple. What is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow? How many of you know what you're eating tomorrow for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Because a few months ago, I did not have an answer for that. Besides, I know I'm going to have 2 shakes tomorrow. That was always my answer, right? I got 2 shakes. Okay. When is the last time you worked out? Now, interesting question, because, you know, there's a lot of good statistics, and I know a lot of different leaders will speak on this a lot in network marketing. You know, gurus in network marketing that say that the most successful men and women in the world work out 3 to 5 times a week. All right. So when is the last time you worked out? When is the last time you read a book? When is the last time you cried? When is the last time you laughed? When is the last time you shared your Isagenix story? Now, some of you might be asking, you know, why did I ask a few of those questions? You know, some of those are obvious, right? If you were hiring a CEO for your business, would you hire yourself? But why would I ask about emotions? You know, it's really hard to be in control of your life if you are not showing different emotions. Because I know a lot of people that are kind of set like this. This is their day. They have their blinders up. They're doing their thing, and they have zero time or even capacity to feel emotion. Because if they were allowing themselves to feel emotion, everything would fall apart. All right. Whereas if you are feeling emotions in your life, I promise you, you're in a good place. Feeling is one of the most important keys to knowing that you're on the right path. If you're feeling, you're good. If you're not feeling, we need to talk, right? You need a little bit more help. Okay. And then when is the last time you shared your Isagenix story? Okay. These are ways that we can rate ourselves, guys, to see not only are we emotionally in the right place, but are we organizing ourselves? Are we prioritizing the things that are most important? You know, what percentage of your day is spent doing necessary work? All right. Answer that honestly. I would love to hear an answer in the chat box. Because I know so many of us, we have the right ideals and we have the right goals and ambitions, but then we get caught up and distracted on so many levels in different ways. And those things aren't building our business, and they're not building our posture and our backbone for this business. All right. So what are you doing during the day that is actually productive, not only for yourself, but for your business? Okay. And then going back to with the text replacement and the ISA sales tools and so many other things, I know that I personally have fallen into this trap, you know, waiting for somebody else to just pull me out of a hole. If I can share personally, you know, there's been a lot of different circumstances in my life where I have been waiting for somebody else to kind of reach down and pull me out, or waiting for somebody else to come and break the ice and say hello, or waiting for somebody else to take my business by the horns and say, let's go, right? But I know from personal experience, I'm going to stop my share here. I know from personal experience how important it is that we are the ones that direct change, that we are the ones that decide, you know what, now is the time for me to create changes in my life. You know, as a young girl, I moved a lot of times, 36 times in my life, guys. I've moved different places. It's a lot of moving, right? And I finally got to the point, you know, where I think I was like 30, I want to say I was 28 years old, and I was in a new area, and I literally remember sitting back in a community event going, these people aren't very friendly. Nobody's talking to me. I'm just sitting here and nobody's saying hi to me. I don't know anybody. This is not a friendly neighborhood. Why did we move here? Like, these are the things that were going through my mind. And then I remembered somebody telling me, if you want something, you have to get it. And I think that was the third week after I had moved there, and I hadn't met anybody. And that's when I was feeling really bitter. And in that moment of kind of recognizing the error of my thoughts and how I needed to make some changes, I got up and I started talking to some people. And the next week I talked to a few more people. The next week I talked to a few more people. And guys, by the end of the month, I was like, this neighborhood is amazing. There's so many cool people here. I have so many things to do. It's so incredible. Truthfully, I want to say, 4 of my executives came from that neighborhood, guys. And that was over 12 years ago, right? That I moved into that neighborhood. I was only there for 1 year, and 4 of my executives came from that neighborhood. All right. And why I share this simply because of that quote from Mother Teresa. You know, if you are waiting for somebody else to come in and do the work for you, or to make the changes for you, or to say jump, and you just want to say how high, it's just not going to happen in this business. It's just not going to. This is a business of leadership, meaning you step forward. But here's the beautiful thing. When you do step forward, other people that are stepping forward, they see you and they say, hey, Let's connect, let's collaborate, right? You take another step forward and somebody new comes into you, right? Every leader that's on this call, guys, has come in because they've decided to collaborate. And they've only decided to collaborate because they were all at the same level in building, all right? Because of their own actions, not because of somebody else's action, but because of their own actions. I was on a call today with the new associate who's on the call, and I was so excited to meet her and chat with her. And, you know, she asked me, you know, how did you build early on? And to answer her question again, not only did I, of course, have the passion and the energy and the faith this was going to work, but I took a step and I saw somebody else take a step next to me. And I took another step and I saw somebody else take another step. And it just became this monumental, this train that just was like, right? Because we were all jumping on board. We were all taking actions and moving forward. And that is the beauty of this business. And it was not that this incredible leader took me by the hand and said, do this, do this, do this, check off all the boxes. And if you do it, you'll be successful. That never happened to me. Not once did it happen to me. My sponsor is not even really building, right? Like that never happened. I had to take actions and I had to earn money as I learned. Well, I didn't have to. That was a gift from Isagenix, right? That I got to earn money as I learned. All right. I think that's really what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. And I know it wasn't like super perfect, but I hope that you guys all gained something from it. The key in all of this is let's do some work now to plan for tomorrow. Let's really do some work now to plan for tomorrow. Let's go into our ISA sales tools. Let's utilize these gifts that Isagenix is giving us. I laughed when Michelle said, you know, she's going to be able to get rid of her Mile IQ and her QuickBooks, which I use both, right? I'm a top leader in this company, and I'm not even utilizing the stuff that I'm already paying for through ISA sales tools. Like, what's wrong with me? I can make money here. Thank you, Michelle, for saying that, right? Many people aren't even utilizing the insurance that you can get through Isagenix, right? Which is a game changer for a lot of people, like Michelle and a lot of the trainers that she knows, that we have an insurance provided to us, and the only thing you have to do to qualify is spend 100 BB a month, right? That's another gift. It's a huge business tool that maybe we're just not using. You know, I look at this phone and it makes me laugh, right? I have a business account with Verizon, and so I got the new phone here only because I could, right? It's an easy yes for me. So I got the new iPhone 11, and I have no idea even 3/4 of what this phone is capable of doing. I'm not utilizing it the way that I could, right? I use this phone to send text messages, make phone calls, browse the internet, take a lot of pictures, which I love the picture option, by the way. It's a great camera. I use this phone for the very basics, and it's capable of so much more, right? How often are we doing that in our own lives? Like, how much are you capable of doing and you're just not utilizing it? You know, what are we not utilizing through ISA sales tools, through the Isagenix website, through, you know, the ISA Life app? Are we utilizing these tools? Guys, if we're not, we're making this whole thing harder than it has to be. And you know what? Our time is precious. And if your time is as precious as mine, I would suggest that we all commit to start utilizing these tools to make it easier for everybody, right? Ren, I love what you said about really resetting so that you can better take care of your customers. These tools, Ren, are going to help you take better care of your customers. All right. Not only are they going to remind you to do things, but they're one step closer to Isagenix. If I'm a customer and all I know is Michelle Michelizzi or Mary Cahill or Robert Arthur or Pamela, if all I know is that one person, I'm literally using the iPhone 11 for taking pictures. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm missing the boat. But if Robert if I can teach Robert how to use the tools like ISA Life app and the websites, now he's one step closer to becoming a part of the Isagenix family. Because it's not just me he's utilizing, it's now the tools. And if I can get him to an event, boom, game changer, right? And that's how I'm closing, guys. Use these tools and use this community to build towards NYKO. Every single one of you better have a big fat number in bold on your wall next to your computer with how many people you want to take to that event, because every person you take to that event is another $1,000 in your pocket this year. And I'm telling you guys, the numbers don't lie. I've seen it over and over, year by year at the events. I know the numbers are true, right? How many people you take to those events is a very good representation of how much money you're actually making in Isagenix. And if you really want to grow fast, you're going to use the tools, be a part of the culture, and get every single person to an event. All right, you guys, that's all that I have time for tonight. But I want to just really quickly, if there's any questions, please unmute your lines right now, ask your questions, and then if not, we'll see you guys next week. Questions? And Michelle, thank you so much, girl, for everything you shared. Such good stuff. Mary?
I'm good.
Good? All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you,
right.
ladies.
You're so welcome. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. And you guys, thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Great job. Thank you.
Good night, guys. Have a great week. Let's go.
You too.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.